Hello, welcome to this week's episode of CHUN TV. This video is made for the synthesis community. I've been really inspired by these streams and I thought I could share my production techniques, which is kind of a lot different than what I've been typically seeing in the community here. But I come from a background of recording like rock albums and funk albums, like recording live musicians in the studio like that and turning them kind of things into an EP. But I love hip hop, love synthesizers and bass music, so that's where I'm coming from this type of production method. And I'm watching the synthesis streams and stuff and other things to learn how to incorporate more modern sound design stuff. But this is kind of my basic method that you could probably expand on with more sound design things. So let's get into making it. So this way uses a lot less CPU because I'm like using the synthesizer to do most of the automation, and a lot of the effects and stuff are coming from my hardware stuff. So it's really easy for the computer to just record audio. It's going to be like an old school kind of hip hop beat, like kind of thing, like almost like a J Dilla type thing, or like a MF Doom beat, but not really sampling, but just that kind of vibe. Or like I guess I'm sampling myself, not like other songs. But so starting off, we're just gonna have this sort of drum beat. So I'm going to get rid of that for now. That's for later. So look at this. Basic beat. Super normal. Kind of a pocket. Kind of a bop. It's coming from the Florian Haas Rhythm Glue Volume 2. You should go look up those. Really nice. So I got that one. I got this one here. And the thing about Reaper, which is really cool, is I can click on like an individual item and I can do the effects. This is an effects chain for this item. So this specific item just has a little bit of distortion and EQ on it just because it's slowed down a lot it's originally supposed to be 130 BPM, but it's played at 85 now. So it's slower and pitch is lower because I'm not preserving the pitch to kind of maintain fidelity. But then just to give it a little bit more of that high end back, just adding a little bit of fuzz. So this is what sounds like nothing. So yeah, I just like that little bit of fuzz there. And then this is just the same thing, but it's as the beginning, but it's gated. So it's a little bit tighter, kind of takes the reverb out and a lot of the hi-hats. Just kind of makes it up. It's like I want the same beat, but I don't want it to be exactly the same so it doesn't sound repetitive. So it's just gated a lot. And it sounds kind of weird on its own, but when it's in the context of the song, I think it fills out. And then the last beat here is really just another simple, basic drum beat. But it's a little more lo-fi. I added this lo-fi-inator. It's like a free thing. And it's just kind of making it a little bit more chill just for the end. It's kind of like end of the song, kind of winds it down. So to start off, I'm actually going to make my metronome first. So instead of using the actual built-in metronome and like the count in before recording, that's kind of what I'm simulating here. I just like to do this more because it gives me the groove instead of just a robotic metronome. So I'm going to separate this item, put it at the beginning, and I'm going to add a bit crusher to it. Just bit crush it, just a little bit, doesn't even matter. Because that's just so I can tell that it's not part of this. It's not actually like where the song is. And just my little groovy metronome there. So I got that. So I'm going to open up a new channel. Make sure I'm not monitoring the input. And then, so I'm just going to play a bass line. So here we go. Nice, got that. Like that. It's not too crazy, not too bad. So let's see what that sounds like. I noticed right away I just normalized it because I think something was kind of weird with my 404 in this recording method that makes it really quiet. Or like I could record it louder, but then it would be like cranked up in my headphones. I don't like that. But this is fine. I just boost it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to also just throw a limiter on there. Just kind of crush it a little bit, just because these are like quieter than these. So, I want a nice consistent bass tone. And then that also adds in that crazy hiss, which I don't need for the bass. But I don't really need any of these frequencies anyway, because it's the bass. So we can just chop that out. We're going to make that a low pass properly. There we go. So yeah, there we go. So now I got drums, bass. Maybe just check out the, yeah, I already got a limiter on the master track. And while I'm at it, might as well just really quickly add a little bit of sidechain compression. Always need that. So a really basic way to do it in Reaper is you just make this have 4 track channels, drag this to that, which routes it, send 1 and 2, 3 and 4, which are the auxiliary inputs. Oh wait, but that's actually not going to work because this is the full, track. It's the full drum track, so it's going to sidechain everything to that. Which I don't want everything, I just want the bass drum. But how am I going to do that without an isolated bass drum? Well, I'm going to isolate the bass drum. So I'm going to hit EQ here. And just low pass it all out. So now it's just a bass drum. But I kind of messed that routing up. Well, let me delete the routing from that one. Do it again over here on this one. And then I'm just going to not send that to the master track because I don't need it there. There. So now this one is the bass that's only getting sent to the sidechain. So that's good there. There we go. I was just looking for that. There you go. So now it's blue, so I know it's not actually doing anything except for the sidechain. Alright, I'm not going to focus too hard on that. Just got to have it. Don't not have that. Especially if the bass is droney like that. So, I mean, yeah, now I already kind of have some. So, that's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to actually want to put this bass into my sampler. So how do I do that? I go to Properties, copy this. All I'm trying to do is just open up the file that this actually got recorded into. Then I'm going to open my little sampler program, and I'm dropping this straight into the 404. So because I did all that, now I have this bass line that I just recorded here on my sampler. So that's really neat. So now I can use the sampler to add effects. So I can just mute this now. Or actually, I'm not going to mute that because I want the sidechain. So I'm going to drag it down here. Now I'm going to mute it. And then I'm going to record on this track again. And I can just record. Alright, so that's kind of cool. Nice, got that. That was kind of cool. I liked that. So now I just re-recorded my whole bass with some effects without ever actually having to use any effects in my computer, which is pretty cool. 2. So, nice, it's kind of cool. Maybe now I'll throw in a little bit of this, just a nice little instrument here. I have this 3D printed flute that I 3D printed. It's pretty cool. It's a Native American style flute. So, I'll put it in front of me. Yep, so now you can kind of see me play a little better. But, oh no, this song is in F. 1, 2. And this flute's in F sharp. It's not in the right key. But I can do this little trick here. I'm going to go down to the play rate. I'm going to increase it by 1 semitone. So now this whole song is playing 1.05946%, or whatever, faster. 1, 2. Now it's in the right key. Alright, so let's see if I can do a half decent take of something like that. Take 1, 2. Alright, so that's kind of neat. Nice little take there. See what that sounds like, kind of back. Just a little bit. 1, 2. That's kind of, What's up? We're back. Alright. It's me, Future Chun. And I'm here going to explain the rest of what I did to make this song kind of just slap a little bit harder than it did when we left off. So, we got here. You remember back in the video, earlier in the video, we had this bass line got recorded, so we still have that, and we also have the flute. So that's kind of where we left off, is we had the flute. So I just modified the single I didn't really change much. I just kind of left it the way it was, but I did chop it up, and I just added different effects to these different areas. Like, remember how Reaper does this thing where if you click it and hit this button, take effects, it gives you an effects chain for this specific item. So all I did here, I add a little bit of ring mod, and on this dead duck ring mod, it's just a very simple ring mod, 10 hertz, mixed it in. I'll even turn it back a little bit. So this gives it a little bit of character there, and I just kind of did really similar things. On this one, I have a ring mod on 7 hertz, really change it up. And then over here, I went crazy, and I added this delay. This is a free delay. It sounds good to me. And I added just a little bit of this, but I think this knob here actually has an LFO on it, so it's almost always like turned off, but then very seldomly it'll like turn itself on with this really slow LFO. So it'll just poke in this LFO on the decimate on the bit crusher just periodically. So that's cool, and that's pretty much it. 1, 2. Like I already have put together the structure of the song, which is really what I'm trying to get here, is that it might not be a insane sound design sesh where we're going deep, but we are creating what is essentially a bop or a banger, at least in structure, core of it. So if you had someone come into your door, like a rapper breaking down your door trying to pay you tons of money to be coming with a rapper who wanted to be, you're a producer, you say you're a producer, so like a guy's like, yo, I want to hire you as a producer, I'm just a rapper, I need to hire a guy to make beats. You might not want deep dub experimental bass. He might like more like this type of style, which is kind of more similar to how like the Wu-Tang Clan or something would make a beat. 1, 2. So yeah, I like it. That's just kind of where I go, and then this is kind of where I'd start, just for me to make a song. So that's different for a lot of people, but that's just how I typically would go about things. Bass, drums, highs, and then I play the saxophone. So I would either play the saxophone in the recording, or I would use this as a backing track for me like live. That's what I do. So that's just one way you could use a really simple track like this. Just improvise an instrument over it, or just make some like really bare bones like house music. If you know how to play the trumpet or the saxophone, just make something like that. All right, well, I think that's about it.